I pull up, I pull up, I pull up, I hop all of the drugs on the cooler skirt. What's good, guys? Priston back here again, and I will give you my review and thoughts on UFC Fight Night Kansas. But anyway, again, right into it. I'm gonna have to be honest. I did not see the Whittaker and Michelle Waterson Rose Namajunas fight because I was working and I went to meet my friends after to go out. But I made it back in time just to see the Demetrious Johnson fight versus Woodson. But I did see the highlights for the two fights that I missed. So, yeah. Forrest was why do they keep calling him Forrest Whittaker? It's Robert Whittaker. Him against Jacare Sousa. He actually put a good performance up against, in my opinion, top two, a middleweight contender in the middleweight division. I think that Jacare Sousa should have had his title shot long time ago, But the UFC kept on playing games with him. But Robert Whittaker actually put a good performance up against him. He did keep it on the feet because he knew that going down on the ground he's gonna get eaten alive by the crocodile, because Jacare Sousa is the best middleweight BJJ out there. But yeah, Robert Whittaker did a good job of keeping it on the feet and actually finishing Jacare Sousa in round 2 in the TKO with the head kick and punches, which was unexpected because I thought that Jacare Sousa was actually going to beat him and submit him. For the Rose Namajunas and Michelle Waterson fight, looking at the highlights, it was actually really a really good fight. Rose Namajunas did tag Michelle Waterson with a high kick and actually dropped her with it from what I saw in the first round. But I think people know why they call her Thug Rose, because of the way she fights, and I actually like the way she fights as well. But I thought that Michelle Waterson would have actually gotten a decision fight. But as I said before, when they keep the fights standing, they're on the same level because they've got an identical amount of striking with both of them. For an instance, Michelle Waterson is a black belt in karate, and Rose Namajunas I think is a black belt in karate as well, and she has a black belt in taekwondo. So it like gave him the same level of striking as well, and the same aspects as well. As I said, when he goes down to the ground, Michelle Watson would have trouble against Rose Namajunas, because Rose is very good on the ground. In the Ultimate Fighter, she was just literally winning by submissions on the ground as well, and and in my opinion, she's very good on the ground. So yeah. For the Demetrious Johnson versus Woodson fight, Mighty Mouse did keep it. He did keep the fight standing, and he actually kept on tagging Woodson with some inside leg kicks, jabs and crosses. Whenever Mighty Mouse threw a punch, and it connected, Woodson will also try to counter it, but by the time he's thrown the punch, Mighty Mouse is out already. He's out of distance, and it just shows you how fast he is, and how. He's the fastest fighter in the UFC. He's nowhere in range whenever anyone tries to counter strike him, which is really awesome. And in the first round, where Mighty Mouse did catch Wilson Hayes with the knee to the chest, and he actually dropped him, and he almost finished him there with some hammers, but with some hammer fists. But the fight did get stopped for the second round, so it could continue on from there. But my mouse did start seeing that Wilson Hayes was getting tired, so he actually took him down. And he was in side control for the majority of the first minute of the third round. He actually kept on getting some good strikes, but he did end up mounting Wilson Hayes and actually started grounding and pounding him, and he subsequently spun round. He got his left arm and turned around into a arm bar, and he submitted him in the third round. Yeah, it kind of shows you what type of fighter Demetrious Johnson is. He actually played to his strengths first, on keeping it standing, and actually tiring out Wilson Hayes, and then taking him down and beating him in his own game, which is BJJ. He's just leaps and bounds, and he's leaps and bounds above everyone in that weight division, and he's in 10 straight consecutive title defensive, but title defensive. But I don't think that his shines a better light to Anderson Silva's. I think that is Silva's his finishes though just stupid and ridiculous to how he actually front kick knocked out Vitor Belfort. He was like in the Matrix against the Forrest Griffin where he actually like ducked out and just literally tipped him. Mighty Mouse is the best fighter right now in the UFC until when John Jones come back, and then he will be the second best because I think that John Jones has a natural ability which just makes him stand out at everyone else, and I don't think anyone can beat him. The only person to give him trouble was actually Alexander Gustafsson. But yeah, I love my Mouse's fighting style and the way he fights and the way he thinks, his IQ as well. And he's a great champion. At this event though, I think that Robert Whittaker should take on Luke Rockhold next to determine who gets the title shot between them two after Yoel Romero. The next one should be Rose Namajunas getting a title shot. Either against Jessica Andrade or Joanna Jędrzejczyk, but I prefer to say against Joanna Jędrzejczyk. And third and last, I would like to see Demetrious Johnson beat the record and have his own record of most title defenses, because I think he actually deserves it, and by the way he fights as well. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel. There's more content on football, martial arts, UFC, MMA, anime, comic books, yeah, and support and show your boys some love. Peace out. Yeah.